Now, two of Russia's richest and most powerful men are locked in a high-stakes battle over Russia's largest mining company. Oleg Deripaska and Vladimir Potanin both want control of Norilsk Nickel. And now Deripaska wants a ruling from a London court, claiming a board election at Norilsk was manipulated. Well, I sat down with him, and he told me that there was nothing personal about this dispute.
It's not about Interos or Rusal, it's about Norilsk. Great asset, opportunity to bring company value from 30 billion to 50 billion in the next 18 months. The only thing what we can do, and we should do, is to get the right board, professional people, independent director, maybe majority independent, maybe it would be the first Russian company which will have majority of independent directors.
You'd be happy with that, would you?
Yeah, we're happy. We're happy if company will perform according to its plan. And plan is very simple. We need to restructure the company in terms of assets. There is a lot of assets which Norilsk Nickel can operate at the moment, or Norilsk Nickel doesn't need to have on the balance sheet. And we need to see through and decide what should do it.
Let me just talk to you a little bit about Rusal. You went through a very tough time. People wondered if you would survive in the teeth of the financial crisis. Did you have any personal doubts? Did you think the company was going to make it?
I never doubt. It's a great company. I built it from first planet. It's not just about asset, about access to electricity, bauxite, alumina. It's about people. We have very strong operation practice, and at the moment, of course, you can't do a lot because of huge stock and slowing demand, which maybe create more years for us to go through throughout that problem. But what we achieve, we increase our efficiency, we reduce the cost. For the last year, we reduced the cost for more than 23%.
You're very passionate about your product.
Yeah, I believe that people would love to have better life.
Yeah.
And without aluminum, would you think they would fly? No, no chance. Is there any bus without aluminum? No. Every bus in more than 300 kilos, because it should be light, it should consume less fuel. And would you consider that our city will stay without electric car? No chance. New construction, more efficient material for isolation and for preventing heat getting out of the windows. That's why aluminum is a unique metal for our future growth.
You want China and Asia to be a big area for growth for you. Are you concerned when you see China slowing a little bit, or do you think that there's an awful lot of growth still there?
At the moment, we believe all Asian economies in a good shape because they consume more and more metals, because premium at a rocket level high, because of their consumption program, till the end of the year, just tending to increase. That's why we believe they're in a good shape.
Now, when you look at the Ruble, a lot of someone like you who's exporting an awful lot of product has to be concerned. Since the financial crisis, are you more concerned than you were before about hedging against currencies?
No, Russia in very good shape. If you look at the crisis when it started, in the banking system was in disaster stage. A lot of banks was exposed to the foreign credit, a lot of bad debts, and at the moment, everything restructured. The level of the bad debts, draw down, significantly, and we have a very healthy and liquid, money supply, in our financial system. That's why I just don't believe we will have any significant change, and most of the, let's say, movement would be in accordance with our budget spending. How much Russia will spend for the roads, what would be in a public deficit. This is a major factor. You can't predict, and this, for example, accident with the fires, what it will cost in terms of budget spending.
Is that your best estimate, looking ahead, that you think that it will remain around 30 at the moment?
Yeah, for the next couple of years, I think it's quite a high probability that Ruble will stay at this level.
Before we go, I'm interested in you as a person. You've been a great survivor. We look at a lot of the other Russian billionaires from the 90s who aren't doing what you do anymore, whether they've retired, or like Roman Abramovich, they have a football team and a young wife, and they're dabbling in art, and lots of people doing an awful lot of different things. And you are still very focused. You seem to be very driven and genuinely very interested in your product. Can you see yourself keeping doing this for the long term, or do you have plans for yachts and putting your feet up and reading a book?
For the next 3 years, I promised my shareholders and banks that I will stay in my position. And I do believe that Russia has an important moment in history. That's why you need to be very cautious and focus on how your company will adjust its strategy. And what we do in Rusal, we try to be in line with our customer and the demand. That's why for the next 3 years I just can't see myself
so you're going to work very hard for the next 3 years. After that?
Let's see. Let's see. Russia is so big. You can find a lot of things to do.